As we look over at Dignitas, we got a little bit of Baker Morgana action going on. You got that Vayne in there. That Vayne Sona lane going to be a repeat. Got that solo top Skarner. That is Voyboy. Hasn't even learned a skill yet, though. He said Riven, jungle, Rammus top. Spilled the beans already. Oh, man. Yes. Kennen. Taunton.
Not going to lie. Favorite champion in the game.
It's even the right skin. It's your desktop background.
Yes, desktop background.
Legit.
Let's see what these guys have. So we have a lot of AP burst here. That lay waste coming out of the hands of Dyrus. Salsy able to proc on. He's doing the windmill with the shuriken. So good.
All right.
Yep, okay.
Enough of this.
So, God, these guys, too influential on us.
No, seriously.
So
it's like me with Teemo, man. You just can't handle yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Me with Teemo.
Yordle's great at the commentators.
So here we go, going off. They're going to help him take down the Wolves. Really very passive beginning. No jungle invasion whatsoever. Nobody even wanted to peek a nose in there.
Nope, not at all. And they're off onto the Golem as well. And Udyr is just taking that down rather rapidly. Phoenix stance doing some pain. Take the Golem up for himself. Skarner heading up towards top. See what they can do. Actually,
like it.
Soraka Karth is late to bottom. Vainstone actually getting free minion kills and no lost XP there, but Karth is actually missing out on one minion so far.
Two?
We'll get this. Yeah, two actually. We'll get the third.
Wow, level 2 before Karthus gets to lane. That is not good, especially he went Silver Bolt, and that is going to be so much damage that Dyrus does not have the HP for. Skarner versus Riven top, going to be a very interesting lane. Both are quite sustaining, have a bit of a shield for themselves, and the ability to move quickly, so they can be very back and forth. Up top, the jugglers just about where each other are in their respective jungles, as I mean they're balanced out, so we'll probably see them at the same time heading out into lane. And right now, as you said, Cutie Pie got those few creeps, but Epic not doing anything but being able to stand under the turret right now until they get a few more skills under their belt.
And both players going for the exact same jungle patterns as before as well. You see Udyr recalling back, and you might see him try to steal some wraiths again. But now actually Dan going for a fast red, so a little bit of a different pattern this time around. And yeah, it looks like we see Westrice pushing through the top. Voyboy trying to last hit. Actually, he's a little bit afraid of Riven, it seems. Kind of playing towards the back, not really getting anywhere near her. And I think it's just because he's afraid of Rammus, has no idea where Rammus is or could be, and that could result in a kill at any time. So Voyboy playing very safe as his lane is pushed and has no ward.
Yeah, it's a very good thing. I've said this before, and I'll say it again, especially for those of you new to League of Legends. As you're laning by yourself in a lane, especially if you do not have a turret behind you, it is a good rule of thumb to be very cautious if you have to cross the river alone. So you'll see, as he was saying, Voyboy not really crossing the river too far. He has kind of breached that line, though, but he is still moving back. He's not going too far, wants to keep himself in a good position. He's playing very cautious.
He's got less hitting this Riven so far, which is good play, but good aggression back in from Westrice. Of course, the end of that combo is a stun, so you can walk right back out of range and not fall down. But yeah, the mass farming Karthus totally could work.
We will see. He is getting some pretty good lay waste on. Karthus, not the easiest champion to farm with right off the bat. You got to make sure you're not damaging too many of the champions while you're using that lay waste. It will affect anything in that area. And what these guys want to do is they want to last hit as much as possible so they can keep that minion wave in the same spot or a little bit more towards their side. It's a huge advantage to have, and it really plays out that it's all about the positioning of your lane.
Yeah, and right now, actually, it's Cutie Pie and that Sona just last hitting, staying a little bit safe. You see 23 minions versus 20, so actually, Karthus is doing a good job. And here comes Rammus, the Wall of Pain. Flash comes out from Loki. He's going to flash in the stand in, but does not taunt anything but a minion, actually. So
wanted that minion.
Definitely wanted that minion. It was angry.
You know, that taunt was for every time a caster minion killed you with a single caster ball. That's exactly what that was for.
Everyone.
As you run away.
Yep. 200 billion minions killed, by the way, in League of Legends to date. 200 billion. A lot of minions dead.
So we see Rammus, Dandin, coming up around the backside. He does have red. That red buff, as we were talking before, there are buffs around the map. We talked about the blue one a little bit. Gives you mana regen and your cooldowns as well, a little bit of energy regen as well. but that red buff will, on attack, slow your opponents. So he will be able to get into lane as well as have taunt, slow the opponent that's trying to run away, and that's going to help him out a lot. It also does a little bit of burn damage, which can take your opponent out. If they just get out of range and they don't have much health, that red buff is going to do a little bit of a dot, and it will take them down.
Indeed. So we look at the lane so far. You can see the gold actually 400 to the advantage for Dignitas. They've managed to win. Actually, mid is almost identical, but top lane actually 34 versus 36, also identical. So somewhere they're getting 300 gold for free. I'm just not quite sure where, because bot lane was equal last I checked. 38 to 23. Actually, no, it's Dyrus who's actually been slacking in minion kills. He went and recalled back for Sword Shoes, and now some pressure in from Cutie Pie. It looks like they're going to be alive still. Just farming quite well.
Oh, so actually Dyrus going boots pots off first off as well, quickly for those Sork boots. You know, a thing lately I've been hearing is lucidity over Sork. People enjoy casting more than casting, you know, more damage, because the more you can cast, obviously the more damage you're still going to do. You don't have to do more damage right off the bat, so that's something we've been seeing. But he did go Sork boots. It looks like they still have regular build on Nya. He has not gone back yet, and we do see that Jat has come out into middle, but he's only showing a little bit of presence. Actually, I don't even think he came up on the screen. Good warding so far, though. They know where Jat is in the jungle, and you'll see all the lanes continue to play a little bit aggressively here for Epic.
Yes, indeed. Morgana still farming up, usually using fermented soil to do that.
Wow, Westrice pushing Voyboy around.
Yeah, doing a very good job here, Voyboy. Cloth armor, some potions, has a mana crystal as well, so that might be a fast Sheen. But hasn't built much else. His last hitting with Fracture, getting some health back, has been maxing that one. Westrice just in great shape, is maxing that stun right there. Key burst, getting up there in ranks.
Looks like Skara has been able to leave lane. Salsi, though, has not. He has actually not taken really any damage. He's still sitting at 3 pots and boots, doing a very nice job in his lane to sustain. Voyboy forced to use a few more potions there, and Dyrus really just staying back in range of late waste. Can't do much to get close to Cutie Pie. He's playing very aggressive.
Yeah, very great aggression here from Westrice as well.
Almost. Skara trying to steal blue, but no avail.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I missed that. Sorry about that.
No, not at all. This CV came up, and she was a little bit late on walking over. And we're going to see, again, Dan Din. They're going to try to now push these. You'll see Dyrus start to last hit a little bit more carelessly, but he means to. He wants to get this lane pushed. And you're going to see them roll in, but there's a ward in the bush. One may have to flash again a little bit early. Oh, no, he actually stopped that power ball and said, I'm going to go back in the jungle.
And you see actually the fast Sork Shoes on Dyrus allows him to get into range for Wall of Pain a little bit more often, which can help those ganks. And Dan coming back in, and the Spidey sense I think is there. Dan going to try to land on a Cutie Pie. Oh, he hits a minion. Unfortunately there, and Cutie Pie actually going to go in because Jad is there as well. The damage output could be massive. Dyrus is scary too, though. And Jad's going to, he's going to jump in there with Flash and the stun. That will be first blood picked up there for Cutie Pie. Excellent job there. That's a free blue buff on Evade. Not exactly significant there, but it can't hurt.
You know, that could have been 50-50 either way. If he didn't Powerball, he probably still would have gotten Flash bared, but that was awesome by Jat to flash into his Powerball, wait a second, and then bear him, because that really just stunned him up for longer than he wanted to be stunned. Very nice play by Jat, understanding the abilities of his opponents.
Yeah, excellent play indeed. You see the team just grab that real quick. Voyboy had already actually recalled back and went over to Dragon while that was happening. So he's like, I'm going to gank bot. They're going to Dragon. So recall and go Dragon. Oh, look at that perfect timing. So it's pretty phenomenal teamwork there from Dignitas. They've taken first blood, and now they're, 1,600 gold up. That's actually, this early in the game is a pretty big deal, actually. So that's going to be
especially without any kind of dragon being had yet. No,
they just got it there.
Global gold, yeah. Right. No global gold besides that.
Oh, yeah. No Turtles,
coming into play.
Dragon. Who is the richest champion in the game? 2,800 on both Riven and that Cannon. 3K on Vayne and Morgana, though. So
very nice. Yeah, Cutie Pie and Locust dominating that bottom lane right now. And not so much dominating Epic, Dyrus, or Cutie Pie, or I'm sorry, Locust, but wait, said that, Nat. Nat subbing. Not really affecting them too much, but they're really just winning the lane itself, which is big.
Yep. And pushing in again. Voyboy not doing great against Westrice still. The aggression from Riven is really, really powerful. You can see Voyboy, by the way, maxing E, then points in Q, so points in Fracture giving him some health, and then that Crystal Slash ramping up over time. Meanwhile, Phoenix, Udyr, nothing in Tiger. Just clearing out the jungle rather quickly.
Very nice job by Voyboy, throwing down a ward up top to give himself a little bit of room to farm here and breathe. Big aggression by Salsi there. Tries to go for lightning rush onto Skara. Just misses. There's a few pings down bottom here from Locust and Cutie Pie. They might think that Rammus is in the bush. He's actually been in that top part of the jungle for quite long. Has his red buff again, so he just went around and then got golems. We'll see him backing. Jat also with red, and he actually just got that, so he's going to have it for a little bit here. Does get a recurve at Wit's End coming up quite soon for him. We'll see where Rammus is in his build. Looks like he does get that Philo, a little bit more money for himself.
He's going to help him
Not
quite a bit.
bad
He
idea.
goes for fast Shurelya's. He did that last game as well.
Yep.
It was actually very successful. And a fast build the Ancients for Salsi, so very sustained both times now. Salsi going very sustainy on his champion and or build. That's right, fast Brutalizer going very much for the aggression here. 2 Doran's Blades, regular boots, and then Brutalizer really wants that damage output. Cooldown reduction, of course, significant on Riven as well. No other resource costs, so it's going to be a pretty big deal there.
Riven up top to just hang out by herself. Westrice just free farming right now, and that's nice. If that minion wave hits before Skarner, no, he will be able to get those last hits. He was trying to push them into the minions. That would have been a lot of lost experience. But Voyboy doing a very nice job getting back to lane, not taking too much time at the fountain. Locust throwing down some more wards. Actually, a very nice ward right at the crest of up top Tribush there at Golem. You can see both sides of that. If they were to break line of sight and escape and flash, they still have sight. So very nice placement there by him. Duly noted by our community. Check that out.
Oh, nice. And here comes the push. Uh-oh, on to Voyboy. He's going to ult to not get taunted, but and a flash across the wall. Good escape there. Does have to burn flash for it, but hey, at least he's alive.
Now you see, if Locust had placed a ward up there, they would still be attacked. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
So it looks like Morgana being very,
pressure on the bottom lane.
very back and forth. Yeah.
Catching him though.
Oh, she's going down bottom. Huge push here. They are on the turret. It's down to half health, and they are pushing by it. If she is still going, no, she has chose to go back middle.
There it goes down.
First turret of the game, 13 minutes in. Dignitas able to take this one for themselves here.
Yeah, so Dignitas now up 1 kill, up 1 dragon, up 1 turret. So by all the valuable metrics, they're winning this game just barely, but they're squeaking by right now. They're not significant, huge advantages. 2,000 gold, 2,500 actually, still matters. Oh, and they stole blue. Excellent play by them. It's going to go on to Udyr.
Oh, and they leave the minion. Very nice.
Of course. Excellent play.
So leaving that minion there is going to stop that camp from instantly respawning. You'll see Dan Din go over and sad face. He's going to take out his minion so that blue buff can respawn. He'll have it lit in a little bit. He actually smited it out. And Voyboy heading up on Westrice. Westrice was like, I can steal blues too. And Voyboy was like, really, can you? Voyboy with that ulti possibly still looking for his. No, he does not have it. A lot of damage onto Westrice. The ulti from Karthus coming out. Slicing Maelstrom from Kennen, just wiping right through onto Westrice. And Dan Din's like, I'm here. What's up? What's going on?
Hey, guys. Need help? Okay.
Okay.
And the ult from Karthus as well, helping out a little bit. Dyrus managed to pick up an assist off of that one. Pushing now in, looks like, yeah, he's going to try to stop that golem attempt. Jat Smite will be up first. Dyrus getting pushed, or Dan getting pushed out, but they're staying onto it. Sona's ult is up. They will not stay in range to get the kill, though, unfortunately. I think Dignitas could regroup for this golem, and I'm surprised they're not, actually.
Yep.
Maybe they want to save it for Skara. Maybe they know he'll get back in time.
Yeah, he's actually just spawned. They are waiting for him, and it looks like Jat's going to go ahead and get Wolves, proc this blue down to about 200 HP. A dark binding on that. It's Morgana's. As we said, those buffs are donated at this point in time. You don't really need it for the jungler, as you have gone around the jungle 1 or 2 times. You're quite tanky. You don't take as much damage. You can start donating those buffs to your team. Really advantageous, and it really gives them the upper hand in lane.
Yep, so significant mana regen there picked up, and cooldown reduction as well. 30% cooldown reduction, almost 20 mana a second on Morgana, and already a death cap as well. Before 15 minutes, Skara managed to get a death cap. That's, of course, that 1 kill picked up, and 130 minions now. Really, really significant. They really want to fight right now, because you see another full minute left on Dyrus Ultimate, and he's just like, oh, I have a catalyst on Karthus. I'm super, super useful, obviously, with my rank 2 defile, that DPS. So this would be a great time for Dignitas to really push through and make a fight happen.
Oh, looks like Dyrus. No, Locust got caught bottom. Defile and Tremors.
Oh, wow.
is going to take him out fast. Jat getting a ward in on Dragon, so they have full vision on Dragon now. Jat did not use his smite. I believe that Dan's could still be down from that blue. Nyut taking so much damage, slicing Maelstrom coming in. Jat able to get out alive with turtle stands, and it looks like Dyrus and Nyut could go down at this, and they both do. Very nice ultimate from Morgana. That Soul Shackle coming out huge, and Voyboy was not there in enough time. Jat cannot give him the support he needs, but he's still going to try. No, he's just going to watch on as Voyboy goes down to Dan, Salsi, and Westrice. Very well played and great aggression onto that Dragon.
Yep, wow, and let's see what's going on. Salsi running from the Dragon. They're not actually able to get anything there. And actually, did they... It's 4 for 4 on kills, wow, so...
Yep.
You know, they got those 2 kills there, and Skara now 3-1. Rather successful there. They got the 1 early kill. That was about it, actually.
Yeah, they really needed Locust in that fight. That crescendo would have helped so much.
Yeah, oh yeah, that would have won them a team fight for sure. But, I mean, at least they did stop Dragon despite getting it, you know, kind of for free at the beginning. Dignitas going back for it, although Epic is all coming back down, and they're like, oh, Wall of Fame. That is bad for Jat.
Salsi just dropped Skara in a matter of 3 abilities. There's another one. And we do see that Dyrus is able to take one out as well. Jat will fall. Salsi caught Skara as he walked down the lane and absolutely 1, 2, 3 took him out and just blew right through that shield, that dark, the shield that Morgana has.
Yeah, the Large Rod's going to do it for you. 168 AP. Yeah. He's hitting really hard, of course. Now he has the blue buff. Bonus energy regen, also some cooldown reduction. Working out well for him. Morgana, a little bit dead. But Voyboy going back up towards top, wants to farm this one out, get himself back in this game. See the gold between his champions. The solo tops, we got 4,400 versus 4,900. So wow, Voyboy Voyboy actually got behind Westrice in this.
You know what else makes that really big is Salsi has been waiting for a good amount of people to pass through Dyrus's wall in every fight. And for that magic resistance to be shredded, if you walk through that wall, you're slowed and your magic resistance is lowered. Huge. And for slicing Maelstrom to come out just after that, and with an AoE 3 times per person, up to 9 times, and on the 3rd proc of a Kennen, you can stun somebody. So that's huge to be able to shut down everybody in the fight like that and just have Karthus sitting on top of everybody as well. The ultimate to come right after. Great team comp there, but can also be shut down by Locust Crescendo and then into Morgana ult. We saw that take down 2 people in that last Dragon fight in the beginning, but it just wasn't enough. Epic was able to come out strong. Riven came down from top lane and Voyboy was a little late to that fight. So we'll have to see what the first 5-on-5 really brings us.
Yes, indeed. Dan going to go for that Lizard. Now, will he give it to anyone? Looks like Westrice doesn't really want it, so Dan will be keeping the buffs for himself. Will just be a powerful ganker. Looks like Blue going over to Karthus. Pretty sweet there. Actually, one of the cool things about them having a Kennen is that he doesn't need Golem buff to be successful.
Exactly.
But Darius is going to love having that. So you can see actually double will the Ancients as well is very significant. So they're both going to have free ability power and free spell vamp, and that's actually a really, really big deal for these guys. See Soraka already wearing an Oracle's. Has Philosopher's Stone as well. Wish is off of cooldown. Morgana, she needs to be successful against this Kennen. Has Merc Treads now, so being a little bit more durable there. Afraid of that mage damage.
Yes. Looks like she's going to go ahead and take that out as well. Or Kennen's going to take out those minions as well as Morgana begins to back. I think he sees her, though. No, they thought they were going into the jungle. He's going to ward up. Did not know she backed in that bush. Now that seeing Jat as mid, he probably figures that she did just back. But no, they're still pinging up tops. They're saying, try bush, give me the CV here. Nobody's there. They don't have to worry about it. But good thought. Playing very careful. Epic using everything they have to their advantage right now.
Yep, absolutely the case. Voyboy alone farming top. No one really touching him at all. And of course, he really does need to catch up to Westrice's power level. As of right now, it's over 9,000.
I believe it.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see what they have for creep scores. It is 136 to 140, so not too bad. But we did see Riven, I believe, just come out with a few kills there. And it's 0-2-1 for Skarner and 1-1-3 for Riven. So she's definitely bringing on a little bit more money and going to be a little bit more sustaining in lane. Went for BF, Brutalizer as well.
Wow, Scar taking some significant pain from Salsi.
Oh, Dan says, hey, I want this blue this time. Let me get it this time. Let's see what he can do here. Voyboy's like, so he's in the jungle. We should probably get over here. You're going to see everybody start gathering together, coming from each of their respective lanes. It's right now between Dan, Din, and Voyboy, but they're waiting to break vision here, and he's going to find a Jat and a Skara. Skara goes in. Soul Shackle coming out, and they are going to take down Dandon quite easily. That Karthus ulti, can it do enough without Karthus there? And it does not do that much. Kennen is left to kind of do a bit of damage, but they are able to take out 2 for Dignitas. So that was a 1 fight there. I don't believe anybody has. Well, no, Riven was able to get the blue in that fight. Very nice. Skara is able to force out. So Skara kind of flashed in and ultied. They only had 2 people there, so I think it was a little overzealous by Dignitas to really initiate that fight.
Yeah, you see Cutie Pie just crushing down these golems, and yeah, I mean, it was a great play because they just knew how powerful Salsi would be. They kind of baited that fight where they said, okay, I'm going to go in, they're going to go for me, okay, now go. And it was just immense damage from that Kennen, just blew up everybody else. Skarner and I believe it was Morgana both just fell down to that one, and that was just significant amounts of pain.
Very good control by Epic. They were able to take down that top turret as well. Looking good on global gold for them. They have only lost the bottom right now. Our gold sits at Dignitas, 28.5 to 30.1K. So not too far behind. The 1.5K is easily made up in a dragon. We'll have to see what they can do.
Well, right now they're positioning a little bit more towards Baron. You see Soraka, clearing all the wards with her oracles. They're in really good shape with this, and Westrice is really kind of dominating right now. Has a Bloodthirster, no stacks yet, but that's going to get more powerful rather quickly.
So wards going out. Oh, wow, Cutie Pie extending over a little bit. Didn't see anybody from Locust's point of view, but they actually came around that right side where Locust had a ward before. Westrice with a lot of good movement from Riven, and he does get the last stun on. That ultimate going to do more damage if she is lower on health, and it absolutely clears Cutie Pie's health bar.
Wow, significant, great job there. I don't know if Dragon's going to spawn anytime soon, but if they wanted to, they could take it for free.
It looks like Voyboy may be able to help his team out a little bit, though. Get some global gold back in their favor here. He did stay up top. His team did lose one right there. Cutie Pie went down, but that's going to be a very nice trade, and they come out on top at least of that.
Yes, indeed. Dyrus going for the farming. Oh, yes. My favorite kind of player. Killing minions. Got a Rod of Ages going for a tankier type build here on this Karthus. Spell Vamp and health, so worrying about that more than anything else. That's fine. Voyboy building up towards something new. Could be a Wit's End with that recurve bow. Current gold is a little bit. Yeah, looks like that's going to be a Wit's End. He's got the little magic mantle there, so a good amount of MR being built up by this team. It's a very smart choice there. It's mostly magic damage here. Yeah, Riven's pretty scary, but the double mage I think is scarier.
Yes. Let's see, we could have a force on Dragon here. They do have a vision ward down, but the CV is down, which means they don't have exact vision on that area. They do have a ward where they're fighting right now, though. There goes the wall. Where's Kennen to come in with the Slicing Maelstrom? Beautiful crescendo there to shut them down as they all got choked into that tri-point area. Nice job there, and there. Looks like they're going to go back and oppose this Dragon. Trying to clear out the wards. They don't want to stun onto Rammus, but Rammus is going to go straight for Locust, doing a very nice job. There's the Slicing Maelstrom as they're all right inside the Karthus wall, and Dignitas HP is melting at this point. There it is, a very nice job. They were able to pick up 3 quick kills. Locust was the main initiation on that fight. They rolled right into him, and then we're like, you know what? He doesn't have crescendo. We have a lot more people to do damage to, and that's exactly what they did. They focused on the damage. They knew Sona was not that big of a problem and let her go. Very good job by Epic in that fight.
Yeah, very good job. They're really good about getting out of those fights as well. Look at Dan. Sorry, there we go. Dan, very low on health. Dyrus down about half. Salsi actually basically regained all his health bar for killing minions, but actually was below 20% as well. They all kind of took a lot of damage and managed to get out and not get pinned. And you look at the Dignitas lineup and you're like, oh, right, they have no like ranged hard CC. Instead of a sort of chance dark binding because it's a skill shot, someone else could tank that for you.
Yep.
Cutie Pie, it's not a guarantee, and of course you knock someone backwards when you do it. Locust only on an ult, and of course they managed to blow that ult before. If they had landed it, they probably would have won that team fight with a good crescendo into Morgana ult, but they were not able to have that synergy this time. And that'll carry them for a while, but Epic has been winning these team fights in a row, and they're getting too durable to die to that kind of a CC chain. And the late game still, it's a Morgana who can put a black shield onto a Vayne, which means they can always blow people up. Vayne will be able to chew through Dan's and Westrice's health bars But, you know, it's giant AoE magic damage. Morgana can't shield everyone, so that could get scary before too long.
So true. And look at this, keeping their lanes pushed so well. They have that Karthus. They have a Kennen, 2 huge minion wave clears. And, you know, Vayne, you know, yeah, Phoenix Stance helps out a lot with Udyr. They do have the Wriggles. But really, this Epic team can just clear minion waves and stay in the face of Dignitas all the time right now, especially with their AoE ability to fight.
Yep, and here we see Voivod pushing in for the blue. Actually, that should go to Morgana, yeah. Dark Binding, and there's the kill. Star in pretty good shape right now. But 3-3 only, not super happy. Does want to catch up to the Kennen, who's 3-0-5. All-star player there, and the 6-1 Riven, even more phenomenal here. Let's follow her a little bit, check out those stats. Yeah, a lot of attack damage, 270. Jumping in on Jat, doing some damage, but that is going to be a turret there for Dignitas. It's going to be rather useful.
Yeah, not much you can do about that. Sometimes you just have to let a turret go down. You might say, why did he kind of just stand there? You got to pick and choose your battles. That one would have been pretty dangerous for Westrice to stay, so he played it well. Playing very cautious. Looks like Dan Din heading in. Really what they're trying to do here is kind of poke at the other team. They don't want to initially do Baron. Well, they do want to do it. They just want to pull the other team out there and say, how much damage can we do to you before you really want to start this fight? And that's really, they're kind of poking at each other right now. We're going to see this. Not a lot of vision in the jungle, so this is kind of a dangerous spot to start it. Great job by Dan Din. They have 2 wards, 4 wards in that area. They could absolutely fight this now.
Let's see what they can do with this. So Kennen pushing on those minions. Scar almost lands the Dark Binding. He's going to take large amounts of health off of his opponents when he does land them. This could be a team fight in this area, and actually these small enclosed quarters are great for Epic because they have such good localized AoE. They really want to have them all together for it. Riven ult can hit everyone, Karthus, Kennen. They all just want to jump on these guys and have them nice and packed up.
Kennen just Salsi constantly farming it up, always staying in mid. 252 for him. He has the highest creep score in the game. Continuing to stay farmed at Rabadon's. Looks like he's going for the Void Staff now. And the initiation could be coming out of the jungle. No wards there for the other team, and they flash right in. He is able to know. He does not grab anybody on that one. He starts taking quite a bit of damage. Westrice to initiate. He gets pulled in. Oh no, Skarner with the ulti, slicing Maelstrom goes out, but everything is just on the edge, and I don't know if enough damage is being done. We do see that Jack goes down. Cutie Pie trying to get into the fight as Skara is the focus now. Everybody is just back and forth. The Karthus ulti may drop Voyboy here. He does have his shield, and they are able to tip up Nab before he can kill him. Wow, back and forth, 4 for 1 right now. Dignitas turned that one around by really baiting out a lot of ultis.
Skarner Vayne, dude, that was what it is. They got the Skarner Vayne, they instantly got Westrice, and now Salsi honestly could kill Cutie Pie is the hilarious thing.
He could. He just, the cooldowns. The cooldowns. Very nice try.
Nice, amazing
and a great
job.
Fight by Dignitas.
5 for 1, and they got those ults layered. They got them this time, and they got, I mean, it was Skarner Vayne and it was Sona Morgana, and that was all it needed. And they actually managed to kite out the Kennen ult as well. Kennen, I mean, he died here, but here, Kennen ulted, and the Maelstrom, the quarter of it was right there.
Yeah, I think
here was Dignitas.
I think he got 2 marks on one person. They were trading off who was grabbing those marks. Because you can see when they knock on you, it's 1, 2, and then that third one's going to stun you, and they had time to step right out. A very nice job. Way to, I think you pointed that out.
Something else I also want to point out is, look at the build that Dignitas has been doing. So, Negatron Cloak. And, it's Jat? Oh, Negatron Cloak. Oh, then it's Voyboy, and he's like, well, I got a Wit's End and Merc Treads, 118. Locust, all right, he's poor. Cutie Pie, Negatron Cloak. So it's like, oh, hey, so you have a lot of magic damage right here. Let's go and buy some Negatron Cloak. Here, that's a good way to win the game. So, excellent choices by Dignitas to come in there and say, well, hold up, here's what we need to do. However, Salsi, Void Staff, big deal. Oh my gosh, wow, that's gonna hurt you a little bit. That was some pain. Oh dear. That's scary. That is a Vayne. She has some damage. All right.
Not something you want to get hit by. Cutie Pie knows how to position himself and use it well. We saw Westrice on Vayne last game. Now Cutie Pie showing us what he can do. And the positioning, obviously, for Baron right now, everybody's milling about that top part of mid lane. You can see the pings going down. They're like, maybe we can initiate here. They do see the Jat is down bottom, though. And there's a lot of focus towards that area. This is the second time that there's been Baron focus. Looks like Dragon may be coming. Oh, he just missed times the power ball on that one. You're not Shushei with barrels, Dan. Not Shushei.
Yeah, nice try there. And he's going to land it on Dan. This could be a good chance here, actually. Udyr staying in the front. They've kind of split them 3 and 2, though. This could be scary. They need to be very coordinated here, Dignitas.
Oh, they're splitting.
Good wall. And in front. They land the Dark Mighty out of Dyrus. Dyrus in bad shape, a great dance. And Dyrus will fall out of range of everyone else. Dan about to die as well. And another kill going down. But Salsi blowing people up right now. Cutie Pie might drop. Can he do enough damage? Yes, he will fall. Oh my gosh. Triple kill on the Salsi. And it's only Jat. And Jat is running.
That was so much damage. Salsi did such a good job getting into that. Yeah, Salsi grabbing a quadra kill here.
300 health.
Dyrus says, I didn't even get a chance to ult. Didn't happen.
That would have been all 5. He died and was like, Didn't press R.
Wow.
Real Karthus player
so
can't press
much
R.
damage. That Void Staff, heavily underrated.
Yeah, that was perfect. I wanted to point that one out. But yeah, the Void Staff really on there. We have Dyrus actually still dead, but soon a Death Cap, and then a Void Staff as well. Salsi is carrying this game.
Yeah, doing a very good job there. He just went right in. Passing through people will refund you energy to make sure that you can do more damage. And going into your Lightning Rush form gives you free magic resistance and armor. So he's just a little ball of tank and lightning going in there and absolutely doing so much damage. Like you said, Salsi carrying right now. That was a very good job. And we'll have to see if they can do it again. I think Dyrus wants to ult next time.
Maybe that would help. They do have great AoE ults here, and they'll see what they can do about this. Getting a Banshees will actually be very significant here. They don't have a great way of getting rid of the Banshees on Team Epic, so it's going to be probably Karthus or
yeah, that's
Kennen
true.
getting it, so.
That's you know, to their Kennen throwing a shuriken, you got to throw a ton of Dark Bindings.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so Scar now with a Zhonya's Hourglass as well. Should be much harder for her to drop down, and of course has a ton of armor thanks to Zhonya's. Will not down a Riven too quickly either. Lands a binding onto Dan, and of course they don't have great sustain there. It's only that Soraka heal with a long cooldown. So
they have vision. Looks like they feel comfortable to pressure this. Vayne is getting red.
The thing is, they can Baron.
Yep.
That last ward's being cleared. Great vision here. This fight's going to mean a lot right now. Epic are up by 3,000 gold and 4 kills, but these fights go either way.
You know, let's just show you how different this match is. 12 minutes and 40 seconds ago, we had our first Baron last game. So they are definitely playing this one way more cautious, not leaving anything to chance. We're 32 minutes, now 33 minutes into the game and 10 seconds here. You know, Dignitas and both Epic are pushing down each other's mid lane. We're going to see the pressure here onto the mid turret. Flash in again. They go for Skarner, so they cannot grab onto Westrice.
Scar drops immediately, and Cutie Pie gets blocked out as well. Great jumps there. 2 kills, the 2 really most farm players, most important ones on that team, instantly blowing up. Excellent play there. And now they just have to run. Dignitas trying to get away. Excellent initiation there.
That minion.
Seriously.
Walking out, wanting to shake Dyrus' hand, stops the Powerball. And it looks like they're going to try to tank this one out. They should have enough damage. You can see Dan Din into that defensive ball form. And they are going to be going for the inhibitor. Oh, Skarner pushing the back door in, and he does have that attack speed to make it happen. He is going to be able to take down a turret as well, so they'll trade 1-for-1 on that, but the inhibitor is going to count a little bit more there. Now that mid-minion wave is going to be spawning super minions, and that is going to help push the lane in. So a little bit more map control. Everything you want in the game is now in favor of Epic.
Yeah, Boyboy is pushing in as hard as he can, but we're going to have a Dan coming in pretty soon. No, actually, Dan getting caught by Jat. Jat's going to go for this. They both pop Shirelias. Soraka's not far away, though. He's not going to get a free kill out of this. Actually, he has to be afraid of Westrice. Oh, he's been baited. And there is Westrice, and Jat not happy right now.
Here comes the team, though.
Yep, there's Locust. They could catch this one. They could go for it. Westrice taking a lot of damage. Could fall. Can they get the dance? There's the dance. The ult goes off, but there is Salsi, and Locust not in a good place getting out. But now, actually, Salsi not in a good place. Cutie Pie can get this one. His ult is on. Salsi taking some damage. A great heal from Soraka. Tons of armor. Cutie Pie still chasing. Oh,
good stun. The third proc, I was going to say, not chaseable. As we were watching that fight, we did see Dyrus just take down Skarner down bottom. Voyboy has fallen. And I thought Vayne had that chase, especially with the amount of movement speed, a Phantom Dancer, another Zeal, and you know, that Negatron cloak we've been seeing everywhere. I don't know, they must be on sale.
Yeah, about a
So
week away from
beautiful
Black
job
Friday.
there. And what was it? Locust. I figured he would have used the crescendo in the beginning. He used it at the end, and it was actually pretty damn helpful for them.
Yeah,
a very
absolutely.
nice job by him. And still, just Kennen. Salsi doing so much damage right now. It's really nothing you can do about that. That's the way the cookie crumbles. If you're in that slicing maelstrom, you're going to be taking a good amount of damage.
Absolutely true. And you can see just looking through these builds and just, seeing who is the dominating force. Now, the one thing, though, is Rest Rice has been dying a lot recently. So it's Bloodthirster, 0 stacks once again. Looks like they need to pause real quick. So hold on real quick, guys. But going to have some
Clicked on
updates.
Kennen.
All right.
521 ability power.
Whew.
That's going to hurt.
That's a little painful.
It's going to hurt. And now he's building the Rylas. He actually already has the Zonias, so he's going to be able to throw himself down some defense. You can see that Kennen has to run into the fight to make that happen. And now he can run into the fight and activate invulnerability in like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You really can't do much, because if your cooldowns are about to be wasted on that champion, they're wasted. And that's a big thing in the fight. It's exactly a big part that Zonia plays, is really just wasting champions.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. On our screen, we are paused up right now,
Indeed.
but we're going to have some games underway fairly soon. So we did see that Team Solo Mid up into the winner bracket finals. They're guaranteed top 3.
Yep.
Reflex going to be playing the loser of this series here on my monitor, Dignitas versus Epic Gaming, and that kind of up in the air right now. Epic certainly had won the first game.
Yep.
They're winning a little bit in game 2. Actually, on my screen here, Hitwin has reconnected to the game, so we're actually not too far, hopefully, from the resume. And, I just can't wait to see this game come back in.
Yeah, we're really close to be back into this game. We did see a few buffs before they paused the game, and it looks like a few players will still have that.
So they're resuming, and we actually... I'm hearing sound effects. The screen, unfortunately, not updating just yet, but we're like kind of semi-resumed right there. We're kind of getting there. I think the delay is messing with pause slightly, and there we go. There is a bit of a fight going on. Following West Rice around, looks like no kills have happened, but the fight is going on. We've actually backed off a little bit for now, each side, and Epic really wants this Baron.
Doing a very nice job here. They are going to contest their Dan Din rolling out here, right back into the game. They are ready to go back to exactly what was happening. Slicing Maelstrom going in, 2 Zonias going off as Skara keeps himself alive, but not long enough for Soul Shackle to work. Epic coming out huge in this fight right now as they focus on the healer and not the damage. Matt just kiting himself to stay alive and using the heals on him. Epic playing it very well there. Just pushing everybody out. You saw how fast Dignitas had to split, how fast the Zonias had to be used by Skara, and they continued to just do the damage. That AP game, no matter how much magic resistance you build, I guess is just too powerful.
Yeah, what basically happens there is Salsi comes in there and just goes for the damage output, and PewDiePie tries to find someone to attack, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, flash across the wall from Riven and just blows up PewDiePie. And then the Vayne is gone, and Epic actually looking to take this game and move on through. Just the Nexus is gone, the Just Nexus is left, and they're focusing on Epic, looking like they're going to move on through. Reflexers, Dignitas, and TSM vs Epic going to be the next games in the tournament.
Wow, quite an amazing matchup there for Epic. You know, they kind of, I wouldn't say there was a falter whatsoever by anybody, but Epic played an amazing game.
Absolutely phenomenal game. You're absolutely right. You look at just the top performers. Yeah, 13-1 Kennen, kind of a big deal. 8-4 Riven. The score kind of lies. Really did better. The 2-1 on kills was the reason that the Vayne died almost every fight.
Yeah.
The Vayne 5-4.